Welcome back, everybody, and today we are going to be getting right back into our Guild Wars 2 Let's Play. So, hope you guys have enjoyed it so far, and let's go along for the ride. So, I was doing a little bit of PvP last time, and actually that was a few days ago when I was quite a few levels lower than I am now. Now I've gotten my way up to level 22, which is, 1/4 of the way up to the max level and all that. But that being said, it's been quite a journey for me so far, and today I want to show you a little bit of the PvE, class quest type stuff, because I've been mostly showing the, the early character creation, and then I showed some PvP. So figured I'd get into the PvE of this game and show you how that goes. One of the things that they've talked about in this game is you don't really need to grind like you do in a lot of other MMOs, which, I mean, I guess I can sort of agree to that. And the reason they say that for that is the fact that, the leveling is a lot more even and
I wish I had better news.
What's the term? I guess it's flatter. It doesn't take a massive amount of time to go from level 79 to 80, apparently. It takes about the same amount of time as it takes to get from 20 to 21. So, with a flat scale like that, you just sort of can. It gives you the idea to keep, or it gives you the ability to keep playing the game and just leveling up as it goes. You don't have to go out of your way to grind and do something over and over again in order to, level up so that you can do a new thing or something like that. I've actually found that's kind of not true though, and it's kind of awkward to say that because this game has been built on the idea that you can just jump in and start playing, and to a certain extent I agree with that. I mean, you're not forced really to do anything. You're not forced to level up and do it, and basically play the game on their terms per se. You can go in and, for example, jump in and PvP right away. You can jump in and do some just random questing. You can go down and play with your friends if they're lower levels than you. But the problem is, and this is why it's not actually true, your class quests level a lot quicker than you do. So if I wanted to just go along my storyline and continue that way, I wouldn't be leveled up past the third, or the third class quest. I wouldn't be leveled up enough to continue onward. And that's, I guess, to be expected to a certain extent. You're not gonna. There's no game that I've ever been able to see where you're able to just jump it right in and immediately progress from point A to point B until you've completed the class story, and all of a sudden you're level, you're max level, and you're able to do the end game content. It doesn't really work that way. You've got to kind of work it a little bit and level up and do all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I came in expecting that, but then I was sort of sold on the fact that this game doesn't require you to grind. This game doesn't really require you to do things the standard way that you would in another MMO. You don't have to, run around and continually kill big groups of bad guys and X, Y, and Z. That's actually not even remotely true, though, unfortunately. It is a lot quicker to level up than you might expect in another game. You don't have to do a billion side quests, and in fact, you can just go ahead and play a lot of World versus World, and that'll level you up by itself. But the idea that you don't ever need to level up, you don't ever need to, work your way through the game and do all the discovery points or anything like that. It's not Assassin's Creed. That's kind of wrong, because if you want to level up at all, you're still going to need to do that. You're still going to need to get map completion. You're still going to need to kill random bad guys. You don't get a lot of XP for killing bad guys per se. You get most of your XP from, the discovery points or finishing missions and stuff like that. But even those missions, those side missions with the hearts and stuff like that, they're still grinding. I mean, there's really no getting away from it. It's just more selling, I guess you could say, than anything. The game sells itself very well as something that's revolutionary and new and all that, and to a certain extent it is. but
It's not
don't
gonna
always
work,
buy
Crusader.
into the hype
The Risen have
completely.
pinned us down and inflicted
I'm not
heavy
saying that I don't like the
casualties.
game. I'm not saying that,
commander of this
you know, it's a
unit, I
bad
take
game or
full
anything like that.
responsibility.
I'm just saying that
Remember
at the end
your
of the day,
oath,
you're still
sir.
gonna have to grind. You're
The
still gonna
soldiers
have
swore
to
to
treat it
protect
like
the
any
innocent.
MMO. You're still
That's
gonna have
exactly
game
what
or
we
you
did.
know missions
the
where
light in the
even though there are
darkness.
certain
The soldiers
ways
in
you
your
can
command
possibly
died with
solve
honor.
most of the heart missions by
What do we do now,
not
Herb?
killing things,
Head back out of
it's
the
quicker
swamp?
to kill things. And
This isn't
while
over
you
yet,
have a
Advocate.
wide variety
All
of
Earth
things
still
you can
people lost in
do,
the swamp out there.
okay,
The
but
mission will go
it's
on.
not, you know,
The children are
it's
our
still
top
grinding.
priority.
You're still
We'll
going
hold
and
off on our
gathering
dead,
things. You're
and when
still
the
doing
lines
things you
break,
don't
we'll get the goods to
really
safety.
care about
Tactician?
in order to level up.
You heard
So
the Crusader.
it's kind of
Vigil, form a
nonsense. I mean,
defensive perimeter.
I've
You
enjoyed the
take
game.
the
Don't
east.
get me wrong.
You two,
Obviously, I'm
the
level
west.
22 after a
Eyes
week,
sharp.
which is pretty damn good. I'm
The
not
Advocate
level
and I
80
will
like
cover
some
the
of the
center.
people, but
Move out.
you know, I've played it quite a bit on my Necromancer here. So, you know, I mean, come on, guys. Let's temper expectations. Let's not think that this game is gonna, you know, completely change the world right off the bat, because it's not. Let's see what I have to do here. Defeat the undead attackers. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna get to go up against a big, you know, invading swarm of dudes. Swarmofdudes.com. That's not quite. Does not have the same ring to it. But I will say that once I finally got the hang of how to control my character, this game has gotten a whole lot more fun. I didn't really have a good idea right off the bat, and I was dying quite a bit. And the mechanics were kind of foreign to me, but in a way, the mechanics are more... They're more like Diablo than like a SWOTR, where you know you have to perfect your combinations and stuff like that to really maximize your DPS. In this, it's more like you auto attack, you get good weapons, you auto attack, and then you I guess you could say you just work things on cooldown. You know, I'm gonna basically function by keeping my my pets up, which is this little bone fiend, and then I'll add conditions to the undead guys that we're fighting here based on this one right here, which is the Well of Suffering. I guess wells is what they call them. They're the AoE attacks. Once I add damage over time attacks on these guys, basically they, you know, it makes it a lot easier to kill them, because with the auto attack by itself, it's not all that strong. I mean, it's not weak per se, but it's not terribly strong either. You know, I could sit here and just wail on a guy for a while, and it doesn't do a whole lot. But once I add, you know, one of my wells, I guess there's another thing called the signets, which do pretty well to add the same sort of dots and conditions and that sort of thing. But that's pretty much how you do well as a necromancer. I think I'm wearing or my weapon is, I have two-handed stuff. So I have, on one hand I have a dagger, and then on the other hand I think my offhand is a dagger, and my main hand is a scepter. So it gives me a little bit of an ability to fight from a range, but I'm still stronger from the closer distances and stuff. Let's see, Plague Carrier. Let's kill you. This is an example of my signet here. See, as you can see, well, he's dead already. I was gonna watch him bleed for you, show you how many massive amounts of things come up, or you know, numbers come up when I'm attacking him. And I'll try to do that with my my other one, my Well of Suffering here. It's not a targeted AoE, so I can basically launch it whenever, and they just sort of anything in a certain range of me just gets wiped out. All right, come on, guys. This is like the least, you know, the least. What is it? You know, paced battle of all time. I can't believe I can't think of any word. That's still not really the word I was looking for, but it's a slow-paced battle here. I don't know. But one of the other things that this game has really shown that's doable in an MMO is it gets rid of what they call the holy trinity of MMOs, which, you know, the healers, the tanks, and the DPS. Every character is a DPS. Every character is its own, you know, tank. And in realistic terms, you can avoid all the damage that you take basically by dodging or anything like that. And each of the characters has its own heal. So, you know, I started out playing the game and I didn't really understand how I was supposed to heal myself, or I didn't really understand how I was not supposed to die when I was getting hit by things. And you just had to realize that it's all on you. You know, I have healing abilities. I have the ability to take down pretty much anybody, and I have the ability to, you know, make people stand in one place and move around and all that kind of stuff that keeps me up. So it's definitely an adjustment, and anybody who just jumps in and starts playing an MMO, it does take you a little bit of time to start up, unless you're just sort of like an expert and you're playing the same game as the game you played before. But if you're jumping into Guild Wars 2, I would say that it's not all that similar to the WoW and SWTOR style MMOs at all. I mean, you're gonna have a major adjustment period while you try to figure out how to heal yourself, how to, you know. Oh, why am I down on the ground? Oh, I guess I was reviving somebody. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I attack here? But it does take a bit of getting used to, especially the fact that you don't have anybody sitting there healing you, and as I'm letting people just completely bash me. I go into this little mode here. This is one of the coolest parts about being a necromancer. You go into this this F1 mode. I don't really know what it's called, but it makes you invulnerable, and your attacks are freaking beast. But that's gonna need a heal. Oh shite! And then when you get taken down, you have to either kill somebody to stay up, sort of like a Modern Warfare thing, or you have to have somebody revive you. And let's see, I think I will be able to get this guy down. Yeah, there we go. And that's kind of a pain in the ass when you're PvPing, because you have to really oh, come on, motherfuckers. I didn't actually get back to full life that time. That kind of hurt me. I think I'm about to get it again. Yeah, there we go. Rally! Every time you do that, though, it makes it tougher. You don't get as much health back. God bless. Okay, there we go. I got lucky. But yeah, the mechanics of it are totally a departure from normal MMO speak, and it takes a little while to get used to. But I still would highly recommend you jump in and play with me. Not just because I have been playing by myself most of the time, but also because it's definitely worth checking out. It is different than other MMOs. I wouldn't say it's the game breaker or game changer thing that people have been talking about. And, you know, as we get into more group content, I want to show you the first raid, I guess you could say, is like a level 40, and it's called Catechus's Manor. I definitely want to get some of that on film, and I think in my next couple of videos I'm going to show you some world versus world content and stuff like that as well. I can't really do that during the day, though, because my server, which is the Gate of Madness, is it's not exactly alive during the day, so you know you have to kind of wait until the end of the day, more or less, to get some really good content in there. And you know, it's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying the world versus world. I wouldn't say that, again, I wouldn't say it's something completely new. You know, you get that in sort of real-time strategy games. It's a lot of siege warfare, which is a lot of fun, and it helps you level up pretty well too, so that's kind of nice. But you know, it's one of those things where if you play this game enough, you know you're gonna get better at those modes, and you're gonna get better at PvE and all that, as long as you stick with the game and you're able to, you know, just get past that initial reaction of whoa, what the hell's going on here. It's definitely worth the playing. So I think this is actually just about over here, this little encounter. And we'll see. I want to show you how many levels up it expects me to be for my next class quest. That's what always cracks me up. You know, you'll go from my first class quest, I think it was at like a level 3, and then the next one was at level 6, and it's like, oh yeah, that's great. Except that's going to take me, I don't know, 2 hours to get there. So you have to go and, you know, waste time and kill time doing other things until you're actually able to do those. These guys are cake. Cake, son, cake. I guess my pet was down. Didn't even notice. Search. Ooh, nice. Got a chest there. And let's get to this little fella over here. Where am I supposed to go? Exit. Oh, I guess they're just leading them to there. Ah, whatever. And they're carrying people or something. That's great. Meet the order representatives. Okay. Yep, that's pretty much it. So we exit area, and I continue onward and change it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you are sort of digging Guild Wars 2. If you want to play with me, I am on the Gate of Madness server for now anyway, and I think I should stay there for a while, so hopefully you guys jump in with me. Anyway, with theawfulgamer.com, this is your boy Panic Knife. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good night.